and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today it is time for Shop My Stash for the month of June. I'm very excited. June is my birthday month, so it is extra special. And yeah, we're going to be pulling in a bunch of stuff today. I am thinking about filming and doing a cream product ranking video, including blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. So I think I'm going to pull in a bunch of those cream products, unless I've already been using them. There's a couple of cream blushes that I've been using recently, so I won't be focusing on those, but I want to bring in all of the cream products that I haven't been using the last few months. Hopefully I can get my thoughts together enough to do a ranking video on all of my cream cheek products, so expect that to maybe be coming in the future. The video right before this one is the palettes that I'll be using for the month of June. So I have Google a random number generate out of my 47 palettes the palettes that I should be using for the following month. And that video is already filmed and up on my channel, so if you don't want to miss the palettes that I'll be using for the month, then go check that out. It's usually a pretty short, sweet, and quick watch, so I'll link that down below. But again, if you want to see what I'll be using, go check that out. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into my makeup collection. All right, here we are starting off in kind of the main drawer in my vanity, which includes all of my base products and cheek products and powder products. So we first need to pull in some foundations because I am rolling out both foundations I was using, and we're gonna roll in 2 new foundations. Do I know what those 2 are? No. Do I know what color match I am at this time? No, also. Let's see. I feel like I'm right in between things right now, so I'm kind of on the verge of changing colors because I'll be going out in the sun more. Okay, so I know I want something a little more light and then something a little more heavy duty. Will the Glossier match me right now? I think this might do. Okay, so I think the first one that I'm gonna bring in is the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint foundation. This is in the shade G10. This is the first thing we're gonna go bring in. And then I need something a little heavier. Maybe I'll bring in this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring in this ColourPop Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Light 40N. This one's kind of right on the verge. Also, I think that this will fit me pretty well. If not right now, then very soon. Okay, so I think we're just gonna bring in those 2 foundations. Moving over to concealers, I am project panning the Glossier concealer right now. So maybe I'll just bring one more in. I think this is a little, yeah, this one's a little dark still. We'll wait a couple months before bringing in this Too Faced one. I feel like the only concealer that's gonna match me right now is, yeah, it's this one. I did bring this one in recently. This is the Hourglass, I think Vanish concealer in the shade Silk, but I'm pretty slim pickings on concealers that match me right now. They're either a bit too dark or a bit too light. So this is kind of my only option right now aside from the Glossier one. So we'll bring that one in. Now we're gonna move into highlights. And again, we are focusing on cream cheek products. So I have quite a few things that I want to bring in. I have 2 liquid cheek products right here. So the first is the Iconic London in the shade Original, and then we have the Marc Jacobs in the shade Do You ? Exclamation point. So we'll bring both of these in. And then would we consider, I feel like Super Shock shadows are, they're like a, yeah, this is a pretty moussey texture. I don't know if everybody would count ColourPop Super Cheek highlighters as a is it? It's not a liquid. It's kind of a cream. It's like a moussey, wet kind of texture. We'll pull it in and then I'll decide at another time if I want to include it in my ranking video. I also have this Hourglass product that I got in a BoxyCharm. This is a cream highlight. What is this? This is in the shade Pink Flash. So you can see it does have a pink flash in it. So this is a cream stick highlight. The other cream one that I have is this right here. This is by Kaja. This is their Mochi Glow highlighter in the shade Toy Alien. This one is kind of similar to the ColourPop Super Cheek highlight. They're both like this kind of bouncy, it's not a liquid, what would you call, like a cream. It's like a, I guess it is. It's like a cream. They're both like cream products. So they both, I think, would kind of count. That's quite a few highlighters. Next, we're gonna go back to my blushes, and I have a handful. So the first ones that I have are these right here. These are the Fenty Beauty cream blushes. I know that I love this formula, but I want to make sure that I get some good use out of it to kind of get a feel for how I would rank it against the other blushes in my collection, because I definitely have a handful that are up there. In case you're curious, I have the shades Petal Poppin', Summertime Wine, and Strawberry Drip. All of these I would highly recommend, and who knows, maybe I'll get my hands on some more of them at some point. And then I have two more in here. So the first is this Milk Makeup blush stick in the shade Work. So you can see it's just this nice kind of berry color. And then the only Rare Beauty blush color that I have is this one right here in the shade Joy. I think this is one of her, she's got the matte ones and she's got like the satin ones. I don't remember which Joy is. I think that it's one of the matte ones, but I could be very wrong about that. So I only have the one. I've only used this once, and I bought it, I think, last summer. So I need to use this quite a bit to see how I feel about it and how I rank it against the rest of those blushes. And I have a couple other blushes in my collection that are cream or liquid, but I have been using those in the last couple of months, so we're not gonna pull those in. And unfortunately, I only have one bronzer, so we're only gonna be bringing in one cream bronzer, which is this one right here, which is the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer. As you can probably see, I've got quite a bit of use out of this. I do really like this product, but again, we'll see. I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. If you were to watch a cream product ranking video, would you prefer it ranking blushes and then highlighters and then bronzers, or just kind of in general each of those categories? You'll have to let me know, because the one that I saw recently was by Kelly Gooch, and if I'm not mistaken, she did it just in general, her preferences and her favorite cream products, not necessarily by type of product, but by product itself. So she mixed and matched highlighters and blushes. So you'll have to let me know which way you would prefer. And then I do need another powder, so I think I'm gonna pull in, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna bring in two powders. The first is this Bite powder. This is in the shade Light. It is their Changemaker Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder. This is what the inside looks like. I've got quite a bit of this used up. I think this could be a good combination maybe with the Glossier foundation if I wanted just a little extra coverage with the Glossier foundation. And then I also want to bring in this right here. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Mini Instant Retouch Powder in the shade Butter. This is just the smaller size, but I've had this for forever. And I haven't been using powders as much, so this will definitely last me a while. I think that's everything out of this drawer. Okay, all right, moving into kind of my lip and single shadow drawer right here. I don't know how much I want to bring in. I do kind of want to bring in this ColourPop Super Shock shadow. I don't have a lot of Super Shock shadows, and I am trying to project pan the ones that I have, but I'm not sure if this one is actually any good nowadays. This is in the shade Lightning Bug. I think that this is the perfect shadow for this time of year, and I definitely pulled in some palettes that I think could pair with this pretty well. So I'm gonna bring it in, make sure that it's still good quality, and if it's not, then I'll declutter it, but if it is, then that's just a good information to know. And I think that's gonna be it for single shadows. I haven't been as into matte lipsticks, but I kind of have been feeling it a little bit. So I'm gonna try and bring a couple in. The first one that I'm gonna bring in is this Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Nude Mood. I haven't worn a lot of nudes since I've transitioned fully to blonde hair, so I wanna kind of see how they look and how I feel about them nowadays. And then I also, Ooh, I'm gonna bring this in too. Okay, so this is another liquid lipstick. This is by Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Trophy Wife. I'm picturing like a very neutral eye with this as a bold lip. I feel like that would be so pretty as a summer look. And Alex and I are fully vaccinated, so maybe we'll have some mild opportunities to not wear a mask as much, but we'll see. I haven't reached that point where I feel comfortable not wearing a mask yet, so I don't know. But if I have the opportunity, maybe. And then I have a handful of lip glosses and kind of more just glossy products in general that I think I'll pull to. So we'll just stick with these two options for now and then see how we feel about these throughout the month. Okay, so let's fill up my beauty box. Okay, so everything fit in there pretty well. Up top, we just added the Super Shock shadow that we pulled in, and then I also added the two lip products that we pulled in. And then I didn't add anything to this drawer. This drawer went from super bare to super full. So I have all of my cream blushes, my cream bronzer in here, and then my two powder products, my concealer, and then the two foundation products that I brought in. I also kept in this Kaleidos Skywalker highlighter. It's like a blue shift highlighter because I didn't really use it last month. I don't think I used it at all. So I kept that in to see if I can get some use out of it. And then finally, in this last drawer, we added in all of the highlighters that we pulled in. And then I also have my beauty sponges and my two sprays in here. All right, and that is the makeup that I will be using for the month of June. As a reminder, if you don't want to miss out on the eyeshadow palettes that I'll be using for the month of June, go check out the video right before this one where Google random number generates and picks the palettes that I will be using for the month out of my 47 palettes. It's a fun video. I like that series a lot, and it kind of goes in line with the whole Shop My Stash thing. If you like Shop My Stash videos or you like this video in general, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss future uploads from me, don't forget to subscribe. All of those buttons are right down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you